Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Codename Iceman. Last time wasn't very exciting. All we did was drive the submarine some more, we got some codes, we set some coordinates. So I didn't want to do the whole decoding thing on screen because that would have been boring, but I do want to give some explanations. First, with the coordinates, for some reason I thought those were found directly in the manual. Turns out, I was looking back through the game documents to double check, and there's actually a map that the game comes with that I had forgotten about. So you have to actually set the coordinates according to the map, and the map will have the locations of that were shown where we need to go according to the coordinates. So you just needed to kind of match that up as best you could. The numbers I gave were the best ones you could do. They were like the most exact coordinates you can give. So we got full points for that, luckily. Now the codes, those are a different matter altogether. Now I'm glad I had tested this off screen because for some reason I decoded everything, then went to use them and the codes did not work. It's because when I had gotten the codes, I guess I had restored before I got the codes and that changed the codes. So I double checked and the codes became different. So we got two sets of codes from Washington and two sets of codes from CIA. Now the codes I got from Washington were FF-F-C and FF-E-H. The ones I got from the CIA were BE-D-G and C-G-F. When we looked in the code book, I translated those into numbers. What you then do is the first number is the page in the manual. If you go to that page, you look in the lower right, there's going to be like a box there. It's a dark box. In the original manual, I think it was like a red box where you need a little special red magnifying glass to see the words there. Luckily, I have good one was able to go to the Sierra help pages and just get the PDF of the manual. You go to that page, the next number is the line you look at, and the next number is the word you look at. So I looked at page 11, first line, 6th word, which was redwood. Then page 11, second line, 5th word, which was actually a number, 4,100. However, doing with the CIA codes doesn't seem to work for some reason because the first number you run across was BE, which translated to 83. That doesn't make sense. There are not that many pages in the manual. So what is going on there? Well, let's find out. So let's get going here. So this is kind of convoluted how you figure this thing out. So let's go this way. We want to go to the captain's room. Let's open the safe. Because there was that, remember, there's that one compartment in the suitcase we couldn't quite get to yet. So let me get the number here. 2, 3, 44883. Yeah, if you didn't get these combinations from the captain here, you would have been screwed. It's another one of those things where you neglect to do one thing, and later on it bites you in the butt. Okay, so we got our case, and he's going to do his little twerking pose there. So we got our twerking Commander Johnny Westland. Let's open the case. And then we've got 762134. There's another part of the combination we need to remember or write down, whatever. Case. And again, having removed the middle envelope from the briefcase, you take a closer look, and I, like where I went over this, there's something in the top section of there that seems like it could be opened up. Let's see, open top. The top compartment of the briefcase requires a card with specially coded security clearance to open it, which is why we need our ID, our correct ID. ID in case. Use ID. Okay, there we go. Insert the ID into the slot. And lo and behold, the top compartment of the briefcase is a viewer used to magnify microfilm so that it is readable. Can somebody tell me, is this like a real thing that military briefcases have had in the past? But anyway, yeah, that microfilm, remember way back in the beginning how we got that microfilm from Stacy because she lost her earring and we found it and it was in there? Yeah, it's kind of convoluted. But let's insert microfilm. And this gives us a clue to why the CIA codes didn't make sense at first. The CIA decoding offsets to Washington codes by branch. So, the CIA codes need to be offset by a certain number. For the Army, it's -2. For the Navy, which is us, is 3. Air Force is -1. Marines is 5. So Navy, 3. That means that whatever numbers we got, each one you have to add 3 to it. So that turns our BE-D-G into 115-7-6, and the C-G-F into 9-6-4. The first one leads to the word directly, and the second one leads to the word Russian. Alright. Let's close her up. And let's go to here. And I'm going to show you what happens if you put in a wrong code. I'm actually going to save. I don't think there's any consequence for putting in a wrong code, but I wouldn't put it past this game. And you'll notice I have some other saves here because I had a failed recording where my mic was muted the whole time and I did not want to do post-commentary again. Okay. So let's use computer. And I'll ask for a primary word key and a secondary word key. Let's go with monkey, then island, because I've been playing Return to Monkey Island. It just came out. It's pretty fun so far. And the message is, though Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet and couldn't decipher this code, along came a spider and sat down beside her, and he couldn't do it either. Yeah, it mocks you with a nursery rhyme if you get the codes wrong. Isn't that fun? So let me restore here. Like I said, I don't think there's any consequence to getting it wrong, but I'm not taking any chances with this game. So let's enter our first word, which is redwood. This is for the Washington code. Second one is 4100. Alright. Message is, contacting fishermen, locate fishermen's net signal your presence by placing a bottle in net when way is clear. Fishermen will remove bottle, receive next communique at next waypoint. So we don't know what that means now, but that will become clear at a later point. So let's do another message, this time the one from the CIA, which is directly in Russian. When you enter the primary and secondary word keys, you then type in the coded message. Russian warships on patrol use extreme caution in Bering Sea, use alternate entry to harbor. So, as usual, Russian's bad. That kind of applies even today, at least the Russian government. So we do not want to mess with the Russian warships. Alright, we've got those codes. Now, if you read the manual, it'll also tell you that your duties as officer on the ship is to inspect certain parts of the ship. So let's go and do go around of the ship here. Do our rounds here. I love that animation for climbing downstairs. It is kind of like, they do some nice details in this game. Like, this game isn't all bad. I'm going to mock it and make fun of it a lot, and it definitely has its issues, but I feel like they did work hard on this game. So let's climb on down. Finally getting to see some other parts of the sub. And let's take a look around. So coming here, it looks like this is the torpedo room. Good day, Commander. Let's talk to this guy. The old salt says, I cycled me equipment early this morning, Commander, and it sounded a wee bit strange. There could be a problem. Ooh, we don't want any problems, especially with our torpedoes. So let's check it out. Push button. If you won't be needing me, sir, I'll be on my way. Yeah, because he just doesn't want to help. He can't figure out the problem himself and doesn't want to mess with it. I feel it should be his responsibility. Watch the powerful hydraulic arms pick up the torpedo and transfer it onto the conveyor. So far so good. You continue to watch the conveyor feeds the weapon towards the open torpedo tube. Oh, that doesn't sound good. A loud ratcheting sound, the conveyor comes to a stop, failing to complete its cycle. Yikes. Okay. Select conveyor. With the conveyor, you find a sheared cylinder. You reach down and remove it. Okay. Let's measure the cylinder. The diameter of the sheared cylinder is 1 inch. That's important to know. The cotter pinhole is 1/4 inch. That's also important to know. You can't tell how long the cylinder is because it has been sheared off. Alright, well let's do something about that. Let's climb up. And we want to go to the left this time. Open cabinet. You open a cabinet door and see bins with various sized metal cylinders, bolts, washer nuts, and cotter pins. We need a cylinder and a cotter pin. Let's start with the cylinder. And I'm just going to tell you right now, we want the longest one. We want the 6-inch cylinder. That's the one that's going to work. If you try others, they won't fit. So it's kind of, don't want to have to do the trial and error. Let's just do it right the first time. Trust the cylinder you have and pick up a 6-inch cylinder. Sweet. Let's talk to this guy here. Machinist mate 2nd Class Willie Johnson says, "Hello, Commander. It's a pleasure to have you aboard." Continuing, Petty Officer Johnson says, "I needed to get back to doing my inventory, Commander. Please feel free to look around all you want." Okay. I mean, like, we do have full run of the sub. We're, like, pretty much second in command here. Alright, so this thing is a lathe used to reduce the diameter of cylindrical objects. We want to, of course, reduce the diameter to 1 inch. That's how much it said it was. So let's use the lathe. Set the metal cylinder in the chuck and secure it. Okay. Set the lathe to 1 inch. Okay. And then let's turn it on. The lathe starts turning slowly, reducing the diameter of the metal cylinder. The lathe shuts down after turning down the cylinder to the proper diameter. You remove it from the lathe. Sweet. Okay, but we need to now smooth it out. All you metalworking people would know about this. I'm not a metalworking person, but I just know how I have to do this. So use the grinder. Pull the cylinder close to the grinder in preparation for grinding. Carefully, you grind the rough edges off the metal cylinder. Satisfied, you shut off the grinder. Sweet, we got a cylinder, but we still need a new cotter pin. Let's get pin. Alright, so let's measure the pin. Here, measuring the cotter pin, you find it 2 inches long and will fit a 1/4 inch hole. That's exactly what we need. Okay. But we actually need to drill a hole in it in order for the pin to work. Okay. Secure the metal cylinder to the press in preparation for drilling. Okay, set the bit. Select bit. There we go. And of course we want the 1/4 inch. Just like my bit size, you insert it into the chuck and tighten it. Okay. On drill. Slowly drill a hole in the end of the metal cylinder. Alright, and a mistake I made in my first recording, I won't make it now. If you look at our inventory, we've got the cotter pin and the metal cylinder. What happened was I thought the pin was still there, so I said get pin, and he went and got a new pin. And then it wouldn't let me drill a hole in it, so I didn't know whether it was going to work or not, and I didn't want to risk it. But, yeah, anyway. So let me save here, just so I don't have to redo anything. Let's save it there. And let's keep exploring around here. There's still a bit more we need to do. ladder to the reactor control room. We want to open this drawer that's barely visible over here. Open the drawer and find a small variety of hand tools. Let's get the hammer. Okay, sorry for that cut there. I just had some pop up there. Alright, so let's go back to the torpedo room. Okay, so let's insert cylinder in the hole. Slide the cylinder into the conveyor. Okay. Not so much for the cylinder, you think? Okay. So now we need to put pin. Using the hammer, you pound the counter pin into place, which you couldn't have done before. And now let's see how things work here. Let's push button. And you watch this time the conveyor successfully feeds the weapon into the torpedo tube. Nice. Yeah, if we if we hadn't done that before, then when we got into a battle, spoiler alert, there's going to be torpedo battles, things would not have gone well at all. Alright, so we've fixed our little torpedo problem, but what other delights does this sub have to offer? You just got to find out next time on Let's Play Codename Iceman. Thank you for watching and have a good day.